Welcome to my apartment tour, filmed back in March, giving you a room by room walkthrough of my collection after the rehab projects of December, starting with my large snake plant. Had this one for years, lives in my west-facing floor-to-ceiling balcony door, gets afternoon light, and it's perfect for sansevierias. In the dining room, there is a south-facing balcony that's roofed, so the light is softer, and I have a rubber tree growing there on a riser in a cash pot. Love this spot. Then we have a couple of plants on the calyx shelf. There is an oil fern that's doing perfectly fine. The rattlesnake, though, that one's struggling. It's not loving life. These are both in cash pots. But the nursery is like settled on the rim inside of the cash pot, and I really like that. It's such a battle to find right fitting, nurseries for cash pots. That's a whole topic on its own. Next, I have this stand from Jysk. Originally, I wanted the wood one, and I might still get it for the balcony, but that being said, I've got quite a few plants on here, which I'm going to go through. First, we've got this container with two pots. There's Syngonium Pink Perfection that I restarted because it had an infestation. And second, there is an Alocasia bronzifolia corm. I thought this plant died, but really I found a corm in the substrate, so I'm just waiting to see if it wakes up for supper. Supper? For summer. This little philodendron situation. There is a heart leaf on here. There's also a philodendron Brasil and a marble pothos, and all three are in their nursery pots and they share a tray. That way I can water them very efficiently. And I do plan on separating these out, but just for now they get the light that they need on this little shelf. Then I've got this cutlery tray, and this, I don't know where it's from, but it's wood. I found these jam jars. I need to remove the stickers from them, but they're perfect for propagating. I have Cebu blue and a heartleaf philodendron in there. Then we've got a pubicalyx splash of mine, and next we have a ludicea discolor. It bloomed for me previously, but I threw out the blooming pieces and I restarted the plant to just kind of get it less leggy. We've got this cake dome, which I'm using as a cloche, and it fits perfectly over this takeout container where I keep a philodendron Paraiso verde, a Hoya cartesii, and a silver croniana, which is actually a repurchase. I got this second one from IKEA because the first one died. Like this, they have this, nice little incubation spot. Yeah, I'm actually really satisfied with this plant stand. It's just really efficient in this spot. I'm glad that I found a place for it in the new apartment. And in the living room, there are so many windows, all right? This has got east and south. Here in the south, we've got the Monstera deliciosa cuttings in Pon, Optunia brasiliensis, Mammillaria spinosissima, which I cut up, and it's growing, well, it was growing pups, and they're just getting bigger. We've got a Hoya crimson queen cutting. There's plenty. There's a cutting of latifolia, cutting of compacta. We've got Hoya pubicalyx on the left on a trellis in a clear pot that fits perfectly into this vase opening. On the kitchen ledge, which is facing into the living room, we've got a blooming orchid. I wanted this on eye level. I had moved it from one of the transom windows when it started to bloom because I just wanted to be able to appreciate it. But just to let you know, this was getting direct east facing light, and that's why it bloomed this way. So when the blooms are gone, I'm gonna put it back in the same spot. But yeah, I love this plant. I really do. Then we have the Oxalis triangularis. It's always blooming, but this is leggy, and I think I need to restart it from corms. The Thanksgiving cactus, I've got two. I've got the white blooms and the the pink blooms. Previously, the pink Thanksgiving cactus did bloom. I don't know. We'll see how it goes when I combine them. I'm a little bit nervous, but at the same time, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I want to start consolidating my collection more. On the transom windows, there's an array of stuff. We've got Ripsalis pilocarpa, which has bloomed for me. It is beautifully trailing here. Hoya compacta, Peperomia obtusifolia, Crassi petiolata, Burrito's tail, due for a repot, Hoya crimson princess, Hoya crimson queen, string of hearts, retusa. I know this is like all over the place, but yeah. In a lot of situations, my Hoyas are in semi-hydro, in pon. I'm gradually switching them all to that because they just perform so well in pon, and considering that I need a ladder to go up there, I gotta be selective about what I put up there over the summer. It definitely needs a rearrange. It's gotta be a narrow, tall, trailing plant that is fit for a window ledge like that. Those window cling films that make prisms and rainbows, I definitely want to stick some of those once I get a chance to wash these windows, but hopefully you've got a good look of everything up here. My home office has a IKEA shelf with some T5s attached, and I've got all kinds of things. Asparagus fern, philodendron micans, begonia that's been cut up. I have a dying linearis. Well, I'm trying to revive it, you guys. I'm so sad about this plant, but it's doing better now than it was in this footage, so at least I have that to reflect on. But essentially, my Hoya linearis went back. It went back to the dark ages. We've got Hoya sigillatus cuttings in here. They're doing well in this smoothie cup. I have great luck with this technique with a little bit of moss, some dampened moss. I've switched it into pon recently, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We've got cuttings of the Hoya pubicalyx splash. I've got Anthurium, crystallinum, magnificum, which currently has thrips. That's fun. And it's living in a cloche with the pink princess and the begonia cuttings. Fantastic. Then we have another one of those cake situations. 3 mini pots of Hoya mathilde. If you've been following me since last summer, you know that I had a big Hoya mathilde before, and I even have the peduncle attached still, but before the flowers could realize I got root rot, I had to chop it up, and it's doing well now. I'd like to consolidate it sometime soon. It would be great, but for now it lives here for when I'm ready for that project. Hoya hushkeliana has bloomed for me twice despite being that small. It loves living in the cloche, living in pon. I've got Petunia and Cerveza lime down here as well. This is a little bit the rehab corner, by the way, that I softly mentioned before. In this room, there's also a south-facing window. That's a little bit more interesting than my little uglies right here. I keep the window situation minimal because sometimes it gets scorching hot on here and the temperature likes to yo-yo. We've got Hoya sunrise, we've got wayetii, and we have echeveria. And back there in the corner there's a Hoya crimson princess. It's a bunch of reverted cuttings for the most part. I love this window for sun stressing. The wayetii is, oh my gosh, I just love the way it's looking right now. I swapped it into a different pot recently, into a white one, just to make it pop more, but isn't this cute? This is so freaking cute. In the new future, I'm going to be using up the remaining soil I have on hand, planning to purchase some Molly's aeroid mix for my other plants, and I'll be doing some consolidations. But for now, thank you for joining me on this tour, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.